here's what happened. We went to Colorado. I've never been there before. Actually, I've been there before at an airport or something. It's kind of cool to come here and explore the town and see what life is like here. We wanted to do Nail the Mix with Dave Otero. We flew like in the afternoon, arrived 2 p.m. I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna make a video about Reaper, and I'm just gonna tell how I feel about it. And I didn't criminalize them. There are negative things about it. Obviously, all software has negative stuff about it, but I was really nice, you know, like, and I actually do like Reaper. Checking in, Sturgis. Wow. I hit up Dave and I was like, yo, I want to come over to your studio and meet you. I can remember, you know, like 15 years ago on Ultimate Metal Forum, like looking up to this dude because he was recording all these relapse record bands like Cephalic Carnage, and I was in a grindcore band. I just played drums, and it was just like, damn, like his stuff sounds amazing, and it would be incredible to like record with him or meet him or any of that stuff.
Have you noticed that these elevators are insanely slow?
Oh my God. I'm trying to make a post on my YouTube channel. Let's see how on topic everyone can be. Hey, what's up guys? So earlier I posted that video about Reaper, got a lot of feedback from you, and looks like I need to take another stab at this. So I've actually reached out to John Tidy of the Reaper blog, and he's a great friend of mine. He's done some tutorials in collaboration with us. So I'm gonna be hitting him up and learning from him about Reaper, and I think it's gonna be cool because
I can see you too. You'll notice it's a really old building. It was built in like 1906 or something like that, so over 100 years. So like the floors are super uneven. When I track drums here, the floor is like a little, it kind of like leans back a little bit.
I feel the floor situation.
Yeah, so you can feel it right there.
I feel like I'm falling this way.
Like
my house does that also.
Yeah.
Our garage door like won't open after a certain month. You know?
Because it's too cold.
Yeah.
We cannot ignore this epic bow on
Yeah, sometimes I shoot arrows down the hallway when I'm mixing.
When the band f***s up.
My main kind of like tracking live room. So again, really tiny. I actually do drums in here.
Wow.
Both of the Nail the Mix Sessions drums were recorded in this tiny ass.
Wow, that's crazy.
I mean, you're in a similar situation where you just kind of, for a long time, were used to just like making do.
Yeah.
You know? My old Marshall cab with a missing wheel. So it just kind of leans over like that.
You're finding yourself doing a lot of real guitar stuff? Like actual guitar amps?
Like the projects of the week are like the two that I'm doing for Nail the Mix, which are like very different. So Archbar was all tracked with amp sims, you know, just like Pod Farm and a cab simulator, and the dude's right here, and low volume stuff, and it's just like take after take after take, where the Chemist was very different. Guitars go real fast, and they're playing their rigs with real amps and their pedal boards, and we're doing their pedal performances are part of the take sometimes for leads and stuff like that. It just depends on what the session calls for, you know.
That's cool. That's rad.
I've got this 8-channel Spider unit that has conversion built in. That's kind of something I've had forever.
That's like legendary.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's why I was like, well, Andy Sneak can make 6 sounding albums with this thing. I might as well get it. And then up top is 6176, which I use for vocals most of the time. Vocals is just about the only thing that I like really compress hard, like while I'm recording.
That's what I was gonna ask, because a lot of people will like tap it lightly and then go in and do some more, but you get it.
I go really hard. I don't even like the way like uncompressed vocals look. They're just like spiky and shitty looking. I need like big, thick blocks of clear words.
Yes.
Tricky thing with mine, with like most of my hobbies, is they're like that I can't do here. Like usually when I want to escape from audio stuff, I have to get away from this. Not necessarily like backpacking, but like some serious wilderness adventuring. So I try to get to places that are like, I'm like, it's quite possible that like humans haven't walked in this spot in like 50 years, where you hear nothing. Like it's really difficult. I mean, you're obviously gonna hear planes. It's impossible to completely get away from civilization.
For my honeymoon, we went to Jackson Hole and went to the Grand Tetons.
Yeah.
We went on Jackson Hole Lake and we rented a boat, got all of our stuff on the boat, packed everything up and started driving, and we're like, oh, this is so awesome. Like, look at the huge Grand Tetons right next to us. Getting like maybe a quarter of the way out there, and we like stopped and we turned off the motor and we started making sandwiches, and we stopped for a second and we were like, whoa. That was the first time in my life that I'd ever heard silence.
That shit's incredible.
Like true silence is mind-blowing. You have to like check your pulse to make sure that time hasn't stopped.
Yeah.
It seems like the world has just shut down because it's a big mountain, it doesn't move.
Yeah.
And the sky is clear and you're in the middle of the water and there's nothing around you and there's nothing making noise. So you're like, has time like frozen?
That experience is like simultaneously terrifying and exhilarating. I love that. That's the best part, is like when in my case, you know, when you're like way deep in the mountains and there's no one around and your cell phone doesn't work and you're just like so cut off from the world, and like the way the world is now, like that never happens. You're always around other people in cities. You're always connected to people with a cell phone or a computer or like a multitude of other options. And to be like in the middle of nowhere and have no connection to anyone else and no one is around you, you can't hear anyone, all you hear is like the wind and animals. It's like, it's very disorienting, and actually it's really uncomfortable at first. And then once you get past that initial like discomfort, it's like an incredible feeling.
And now here we are, you know, years later, hanging out with Dave and checking out his studio, Flatline Audio. It was just so cool and so surreal, actually, to do that. Like, day one is not a lot of stuff, because like I don't know what else to say. Then we went back to the hotel, got some drinks, and then went to bed. Basically, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty much the whole episode. That'll be episode 1, day 1, I guess. Hey, so here's what happened. Day 2, Colorado. I ordered some audio gear from one of my favorite stores out of Indiana, actually, called Sweetwater Sound. I had to get some gear shipped here because we were filming all these videos, and so I got the Zoom F4, got a lavalier mic. Tried to shoot some videos in the hotel, but when you actually sit down and try to film a video, you figure out very quickly that it's like impossible, because there's music playing over the speaker ahead and all the lights just don't look flattering on camera. And so yeah, that was frustrating. So I had my assistant Julia reach out and try and find us a cool recording studio around here to film in, and we found this great place called Colorado Sound. And then we decided we wanted to go out to eat, so we went to one of my favorite places. I love hibachi. We went to Benihana. Benihana is fun. It's like always entertaining. I love how those guys entertain you. I don't know how they do that stuff.
Japanese cowboy, yeah.
Like, it's so crazy to see the talents that they have. I love that.
What, you too good for a f***ing pizza, Mr. Fancy Pants over here?
We got to the lobby, they had this giant fish tank with all these different fish in there, and Steve, my camera guy, is sort of a fish expert, I guess you could say.
Just so you know, that is a zebra moray eel, and that is a panther grouper. That is a yellow tang. That is a blue hippo tang.
So then we got done with Benihana's. We decided to meet up with my wife's friends here. They're friends of her band, Conquer Divide. One of the craziest things about this business, music, is that it connects people everywhere. Honestly, some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life come from the music world, and a lot of my friends and family are built from that. And it was just cool to like meet up with people, felt like family already, and just did some bar hopping. So we were trying to figure out where to go, and Kristen's friend suggested we go to this place called the One Up Bar. I didn't really know anything about it, but we got there and it was pretty cool. It was like a bar but also an arcade. They also had Jenga outside, and I was playing against my wife, Kristen, and she kicked my ass. I also got my ass handed to me at Pac-Man. I don't know how, because I'm pretty good at Pac-Man, but I guess not, because I lost, and I'm pretty upset about that. I'm not that great at pinball, but as I'm playing it, I hear a song playing over the stereo system of the bar, and I'm like, I know this song. And then I heard like the snare sound, and I was like, that's my snare sound.
I remember arguing over that note that you just sang. I remember arguing.
You were like writing this song?
I immediately recognized my own production. Turns out it was The Devil Wears Prada playing back.
It's weird right now to hear a song that I recorded being played in this random bar.
So after a while, we kind of were over that, and we wanted to move on to something else. And so Kristen's friend Janelle was like, hey, I know some different bars, like what are you guys into? And I started to tell her about how I'm like really into whiskey and scotch. It's like one of my favorite drinks. She's like, oh, I know this place that has like a huge selection. So we show up to this place called the Whiskey Bar, and it was epic. I mean, the owner of this place is super awesome. He travels the world and finds all this really rare like whiskey and scotch and stuff and brings it back to his bar. And it was amazing to kind of just go there and look at their huge selection and try some of the stuff. And also what was really awesome is they had my favorite whiskey. It's a Japanese whiskey. It's called Nikka Coffee Grain. And I had some of that, and it was incredible. And we just sat there and had some good conversations, some good times, and it was pretty cool. So that's it for day 2 in Colorado. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Smash that notification bell if you want to get notified when I upload new videos. And I'll see you guys pretty soon.